Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to go over the last leaked hero, being the Judgment, and she's going to be a tank by her class, but her synergies are going to be Glorian, Celestial and the Protector. This is really good. I have been wanting this for a while because Bahamut has been a deviant and majority of the Glorian Protectors are actually deviant. For example, the Gin is also a deviant. So it was kind of hard to use a lot of Glorians in your protectors because they were just mostly with deviants, but I really like Judgment and she has insane kit. I don't think, unfortunately, her protector Celestial will come to play because she's just so strong. She will probably just end up in majority of the meta teams, if not all of the meta teams, just because of how strong her main effect is. So her synergy being a 2 Glorian, basically because of her Transcendent basically being Autodon, is really strong already on its own. Having 2 or rather 3 Glorians makes your team immune to CC. This means immune to freeze or any kind of stun. So it's really valuable having +2 Glorians on a single hero. It's why I X'd my Bahamut, even though I don't really use her anymore as much. But yeah, just having 2 Glorians is really valuable. And what the Judgment is, physical damage to all enemies, really good. I love hitting all enemies, and her active skills also. She doesn't have that big of a multiplier, so this is 2 times less than what Hecate has, but still should be good nonetheless. Let's go over her passive skills, which is the main thing she is. So grants allies a 50% chance to convert, goes up to 100%, incoming debuffs excluding undispellable ones. Excluding undispellable ones is pretty much only the tree seal, I believe. You cannot dispel the seal effect from whether it's the tree, Hela or even the crown. So I think that's what they meant in here. I don't know any other debuff that is undispellable. Into an attack, defense and HP boost. Each stack provides a 10% increase up to 100 stacks. This is really massive. And what this does, it shuts down an entire Mystifier synergy. So yeah, Mystifier's corrode is actually a debuff. So anytime they apply corrode, it's actually a debuff. So it can convert 100 times, I believe. So it's 100 corrodes into a HP attack and defense boost to your entire team. So just basically using the Judgment at 8 stars against Mystifiers, you're getting free stats and they're getting nothing from the corrode. Although Mystifiers don't have a struggle to build up corrode back, but it's definitely going to be an issue at the start of the battle if you have no corrode, so you have to start from the middle instead before you started at like 100 before, so or rather currently. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see how it goes, but she's definitely going to be a counter to even Lucifer, because you can dispel enemies Lucifer debuffs with Scepter or with I believe with Scepter. You can also transfer it to enemies with Vanquisher, and you can remove it with the tree, but it's kind of RNG because the tree has a limit to how many it can cleanse. So yeah, Vanquisher, Scepter, and everything else that clears debuffs actually can clear Lucifer debuff as well. I haven't tried Arthur, but probably Arthur can do that too. So yeah, overall it's going to be really massive. She can counter Lucifer. It's going to be truly broken and amazing. I hope she does. So everything apart from Seal should be countered that is a debuff. Mainly Mystifiers will struggle a lot from this, and hopefully Lucifer too. Her 7 to 9 stars passive is at the start of each round applies shield to all allies. Shield's value equals buff stacks times 100% of max HP, capped at 2000 of max HP. Irrelevant. You're going to face Venus, you're just feeding her shields. This is very irrelevant unless the shields are unbreakable or unstealable, which are likely is not going to be the case. So we don't really care about this at all. This effect actually just nerfs your team more than it benefits you. So we will see how it goes, but the shields are definitely not something nice you want, although they could be used with Audrey or something that will basically double them in case it happens, and it could in a way buff Amaterasu a bit and kind of bump her value a bit above. So we will see how it goes. I'm not a fan of shields, I never like them, but this is a new way of stacking shields and is kind of limiting for no reason. I dislike putting limits, but I guess it's better or good for the game long term if they decide to cap all things and not just some of them, which seems to be just some of them. So yeah, overall not too happy about this passive, but the 8-star passive is truly bonkers and makes her crazy good against Mystifiers, assuming it works on Corrode, which it should. 8-star passive at Oath, or rather the Oath Force. 8 stars after your team attacks deal extra damage equal to damage times buff stacks times 10%, capped at 100 or 200% attack. In PvP and GVG modes, buff stacks gained by allies are doubled. After your team attacks deals extra damage equal to damage times buff stack times 20%, capped at 200% attack. This is definitely weird. I'm not a fan of this, and it's, although it could be amazing, but I think the cap is going to make her weird, just like Everhand Diana on her true damage cap is. So overall, I'm not too big of a fan of this, but her following kit in PvP and GVG modes is absolutely correct. So buff stacks gained by allies are doubled. This is on its own insane. Buff stacks gained by allies are doubled. This is definitely a crazy buff to have. It will buff everything from Venus, from Elisha, from Yorm, Loki, or whatever you want, it will double it. Each buff stack grants a 3% chance to block incoming damage up to 50%. This is an ape on a hero. This is absolutely crazy. And this is why Judgment is definitely going to be the most broken hero for the PvP of the next season. I don't see a way this flops. I don't see a way how this can be bad. Even her runes are basically Loki's runes, and even though she doesn't have the CC herself, I think you will be pairing Loki with Judgment all of the times. So Loki will be applying those buffs, giving you stacks and scaling you up with the runes, with her runes and with the Judgment runes as well. So she's definitely going to be crazy. All of this kit is entirely broken when it comes to PvP. Not sure about PvE. The Oath Force could be interesting, but it's capped, so I don't see a way of her being good in PvE because of all of these effects don't really matter in PvE. But for PvP, I'm assuming this hero is going to be the best to pick up. Really will work at just 8 stars, especially against Mystifiers. But looking at this 50% chance to block enemy skills, I really will get her to 12 stars. There's no reason to not do this. Unless it doesn't work, obviously, but I don't think it will not work. I think it will be working perfectly fine, and that you will be feeling those 50% really all the time. Because first of all, she buff stacks gained by LRs doubled, and on top of that, you benefit from it by blocking enemy skills. Unless it gets wasted or something, I'm not sure. The main counter to this will be the Purifiers, but even then I don't think it will matter. There's so many buffs to get. You'll be able to use like 3 Glorian relics to steal enemy stats as well. So yeah, to steal enemy buffs, basically base buffs, which should be better than the normal buffs. But yeah, overall Judgment absolutely broken for PvP in my opinion, and I'm definitely going to be getting her 12 stars and testing her. I'm excited about Judgment, excited about the Fool. Arcana is unfortunately not exciting because she's just a better Ying Zheng, but even then I'm excited to make some teams with her. So overall, all 3 of the heroes of this season definitely look interesting. Their runes are not all that necessary, especially for Arcana, and for the Fool you will definitely want her reds, and for the Judgment you will also want her reds, although you can start with just epics and evol or the time, that will be also fine. Unless you don't run Arcana with Loki, it will be probably hard to apply control unless it's freeze, and yeah, definitely will be something to test. But overall, really happy with the seasonal heroes, definitely happy with the leaks, and we will see how the season goes. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.